Okay, picture this. September 1949. Suddenly, the White House announces something huge.
Yeah, a real shocker.
The Soviet Union. They'd just detonated their first atomic bomb. Joe won years before anyone thought possible.
It completely shattered the American nuclear monopoly, sent real shockwaves globally.
And you have to ask, right, how did they pull that off so fast? Especially, after being devastated by World War II. That's what we're diving into.
Right. And the answer, well, it's this massive secret Soviet operation, codename ENORMOZ.
ENORMOZ.
Yeah. And look, this wasn't just like grabbing a single blueprint. It was this complex, multi-year campaign aimed squarely at the U.S. and British bomb programs.
So a full-on intelligence operation.
Absolutely. And it's pretty much what made their own bomb program work so quickly. So our mission here is to unpack this whole tangled web, the spying, the betrayal, and what it all meant long-term.
It's kind of mind-boggling considering the secrecy around the Manhattan Project. How did they even get started? The sources point to, well, quite a network. Klaus Fuchs comes up immediately.
Oh, Fuchs was absolutely central. Brilliant physicist, German-born, deeply committed communist, and he was right there at Los Alamos.
Inside the main facility.
Deep inside, working on the really critical stuff, the calculations for the plutonium bomb's implosion. What he gave the Soviets was essentially a masterclass, a complete technical report on the fission bombs.
Wow, like the actual how-to manual.
Pretty much. Theory, precise calculations, the absolute core design for their most complex weapon.
Okay, that's huge. Was he the only one providing that level of scientific detail?
No, and this is where it gets even more, well, fascinating. There was Theodore Hall, a real prodigy, gets to Los Alamos. He's only 19. 19. And completely independently, he gives them a detailed description of the Fat Man bomb, the implosion type.
Why? What was his motivation?
He was apparently worried about the U.S. having a total monopoly, thought it could lead to, global tyranny. He wanted a balance of power.
So his info confirmed Fuchs' data.
Exactly. It removed any lingering doubts Soviet scientists might have had, gave them the confidence to just go for it, knowing the design worked.
But it wasn't just these high-level physicists, right? The network went deeper.
Oh, much deeper. Which is maybe even more surprising. They even had someone inside the Army's Special Engineer Detachment, George Koval.
An actual Soviet agent.
A GRU officer, yeah. Just walked right into the Manhattan Project, assigned as a health physics officer.
Unbelievable.
And that role, it gave him top secret clearance, access to almost everywhere. He snagged the secret to the Urchin Initiator.
The initiator. That's the trigger, right? Deep inside the core.
Precisely. That little polonium device that kicks off the chain reaction, highly classified, technically really tricky stuff. Getting that detail could save years of R&D.
So they had the theory from Fuchs and Hall, the trigger from Koval. Like, what about actually building the thing? The hands-on engineering?
Immense challenges there, absolutely. Yeah. And that's where David Greenglass fits in. He was a skilled machinist in the Army.
How did he get involved?
His brother-in-law recruited him, Julius Rosenberg. Greenglass provided sketches, notes, maybe crude, but detailed enough. They described the high-precision molds needed for the explosive lenses.
The parts that squeeze the plutonium core.
Exactly. That practical hands-on engineering know-how. Stuff that takes endless trial and error if you're starting from scratch. So you see, they got the whole package.
Theory, initiator design, engineering specifics, even intel on production rates.
Right. It let the Soviets skip the dead ends, focus their resources. It just massively sped everything up.
An incredible penetration. So how did this finally come apart? How was ENORMOZ exposed?
The breakthrough came from Venona, Project Venona. This was a super secret U.S. Army code-breaking effort started back in '43.
Okay.
They found a mistake, a huge one. Soviet code clerks, probably under pressure, had duplicated and reused pages from their one-time pads.
Ah, but one-time pads are only secure if you use them once.
Exactly. That reuse created a vulnerability, a pattern that the codebreakers could exploit, like leaving digital breadcrumbs.
So Venona started cracking the messages.
Slowly, piece by piece. It didn't give names directly, usually code names, operational details, but Klaus Fuchs. The decrypted messages pointed right at him.
And they confronted him.
Yes. Armed with that Venona intelligence, British intelligence confronted him and he confessed. That started the dominoes falling.
How so?
Fuchs identified his American courier, Harry Gold. Gold then gave up David Greenglass, and Greenglass implicated Julius and Ethel Rosenberg.
But they couldn't use the Venona decrypts in court, could they?
No, that was the problem. Revealing Venona would compromise a vital, ongoing intelligence source, so prosecutors had to rely heavily on confessions and testimony, especially in the Rosenberg case.
Which brings us back to the legacy. This whole story, it's about ideology, fear, betrayal, massive consequences.
Absolutely. You had these brilliant people scientists, machinists driven by, well, a mix of things. Communist ideals for some, anti-fascism, genuine fear of American power, maybe tragically misguided.
And their actions changed everything.
Undeniably. They handed over this comprehensive roadmap. It accelerated the Soviet bomb by, estimates say, at least 1 to 2 years, maybe more. That ended the U.S. monopoly, changed the global power balance overnight, and boom, kicked off the Cold War arms race.
And the discovery of Venona, it forced a complete rethink of American security.
A total overhaul. Counterintelligence, security clearances, everything changed.
So here's something to think about. These spies, they acted partly because they feared a world with only one nuclear power. But did their actions, ironically, lead to something just as terrifying?
You mean mutually assured destruction? Mad.
Exactly. By ensuring two powers had the bomb, did they inadvertently create that 50-year standoff where the whole planet lived under the threat of annihilation?
It's a chilling thought. They sought balance, perhaps, but arguably created decades of extreme peril. And the challenge, of protecting vital scientific secrets. It hasn't gone away. It's still a huge issue.
Yeah. The world we live in today, it's still profoundly shaped by what happened back then, by ENORMOZ and these hidden intelligence wars.